Commissioner Murman here and reporting for duty. I am very excited to present this proclamation today because it's an issue that I have become personally involved in as a citizen, but also as a commissioner. And I'll just start off by saying that human trafficking is modern day slavery. And it is a crime that's happening right here in Hillsborough County. Florida is one of the top states for this horror. In the Tampa Bay area is a top destination for trafficking activity. In November 2012, the Commission on the Status of Women's Fall Forum on Child Sex Trafficking led to the BOCC vote for a countywide awareness on this issue. The formation of the Tampa Sex Trafficking Collaborative and a member of the Commission on Status of Women spearheading the community campaign against human trafficking for the Tampa Bay area, which is the advocacy arm of the local Tri-County Law Enforcement Task Force on Human Trafficking. Developing and producing a public service announcement is an initiative of this campaign. And our county communications department, the Commission on the Status of Women, in partnership with the Hillsborough County School District, completed this PSA geared to teens and will play in high school morning shows this month. And I'd like to just take a moment to show this PSA. Are you ready?
Human trafficking and sex slavery is rampant in Tampa Bay and Hillsborough County, and we are the targets.
Sex slavery traffickers target girls and guys in middle and high school.
They stalk social media, malls, parks, and popular hangouts to trap vulnerable kids.
Sex traffickers recruit other teens to do their dirty work, many of whom are students like us, or who look young enough to be. They are trained to spot potential victims who have low self-esteem and can be easily manipulated.
Sometimes recruiters befriend the victims, bring them to parties, or offer to help them financially, all while methodically gaining their trust and eventually luring them into sex slavery.
Another technique sex traffickers use is blackmail. They arrange for the victims to be exploited sexually, oftentimes drugging them first, then videotaping and photographing them.
You belong to me now.
The traffickers then threaten to put the videos and photos online if they don't do what they say, leading them directly into sex slavery.
You're gonna do exactly what I say. Don't cry. Start cheering up.
Signs that someone is a victim are harder to recognize because they can be the same as typical teen rebellion.
The victim may change from a timid kid to someone flirtatious, or go the opposite way from being outgoing and friendly to quiet and shy.
Clothing styles may become more provocative and revealing.
There are some simple things we can do to help stay safe when going out.
First of all, make sure your cell phone is charged and keep it with you at all times.
Make sure your parents know where you are and update them if it changes. It may sound lame, but it can save your life.
Always go with a friend. Keep an eye out for each other. Make sure you go home together.
Avoid alcohol and drugs.
Learn to say no. You have the right to say no to anyone at any time, no matter what. Traffickers look for teens who lack assertiveness. Stand up for yourself.
If you or someone you know is involved with or been approached about sex trafficking, get help now.
Text Be Free for help anytime, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Well, I think that's very impactful, and I want to really thank our communications department for really putting that PSA together. They really did a very professional job, and I want to thank you personally for doing that. I know that everybody does. This is an insidious crime that really needs to be stopped in our Bay Area. The Board of County Commissioners also recommended submission of a proposal by Commissioner Chris to the Add to Tampa Bay for a pro bono collaborative branding campaign on child sex trafficking. And through that collaborative partnership with Add to, the Abolish movement is starting, and you'll hear about it in a minute. So with us today are members of the community campaign Campaign Against Human Trafficking. Of course, the chair is Dottie Gruber-Skipper, and leaders of the coalition subcommittees, Jen Marks. There she is, wife of Todd Marks. Great, I'm glad you're involved. Prevention and Victim Services, Mary Ellen Collins, Awareness, and Donna Lancaster, Legislative, as well as June Wallace, and I don't think she made it here today. She is the founder, and Detective James McBride. He is the commander of the Tri-County Law Enforcement Task Force to receive the proclamation declaring January as Human Trafficking Awareness Month in Hillsborough County. And I'll read this short proclamation, then I'll ask Dottie to come up and say a few words. If y'all want to stand while I'm reading this, I think it would be great. The Junior League, I really want to say, make a plug for the Junior League too. They have made a huge commitment to this effort, and I think, well, everybody, the whole community is really rallying around this issue to help get it abolished in our community. The proclamation reads, whereas human trafficking affects as many as 27 million people worldwide, including an estimated 2 million children who are trafficked for child labor and sexual exploitation. Florida is ranked as the third highest destination for human traffickers in the country, with Tampa Bay serving as the hub. Whereas the Florida legislature passed the Safe Harbor Act in 2012, which helps ensure the safety of child victims who have been trafficked for sex and allows children who are rescued from prostitution to get help from child welfare professionals. Whereas the Community Campaign Against Human Trafficking is an opportunity to educate residents about a very real danger to our children. Whereas the challenge is upon each one of us to join the fight and end human trafficking in our community. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Board of County Commissioners of Hillsborough County, Florida does hereby declare January 2014 as Slavery and Human Trafficking Awareness Month in Hillsborough County, encourages all citizens to become aware of issues surrounding human trafficking and send a strong message to perpetrators that Florida is a zero-tolerance state for all forms of human trafficking. And I'll present this to Dottie and let her come up and say a few words. And I can't, you know, personally, I just, you know, being involved with foster care and child abuse, this is probably one of the worst forms of child abuse, I think, that exists in our country. And I hope that this campaign will not just because today we're giving awareness, but that it will be long-lasting. And I know our Children's Services area, and under the direction of Carl Harness, is we have a lot of plans to bring the community together to really help solve this problem, and working with law enforcement also to help really prosecute and put these perpetrators where they belong, in jail forever. Thanks. So here's your proclamation.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is an honor to be here receiving this proclamation on behalf of the Community Campaign Against Human Trafficking Tampa Bay, and I'm honored to be the chair. I'm also honored to be the vice chair of the Commission on the Status of Women to help lead this effort. And the Community Campaign Against Human Trafficking Tampa Bay consists of hundreds of organizations in a tri-county area, Hillsborough, Pasco, and Pinellas County, organizations that are in the trenches with this horrific issue of modern-day slavery. We're most appreciative and most grateful to you, commissioners, for really helping to lead the charge in this, in our community, to eradicate modern-day slavery. Our collaborative is the advocacy arm of the local law enforcement task force under the command of Detective James McBride. And if I may, I would love for Detective McBride to come up and just make a couple of brief comments, if I could. Thank you.
On behalf of all the state, local, county, and federal law enforcement officers that are working every day out there on investigating these cases, I'd like to send our heartfelt appreciation to our political leaders within the Tampa Bay area, and also our leaders within the community that are out there assisting us with these investigations. We do the rescue part, and you all are the major part of the restoring these victims back to where they need to be in order to assist us with our investigations. So I wanted to give that appreciation out there to you all, and thank you for all you do for our community.
You want to come up? Let's have a picture.
For picture, of course, yes.
Come on.
And if I could have all of the members that are here that are part of the community campaign.
Sure.
they also-
Yeah, all of them. Come on.
Can we get closer together, please? And closer together, please. Please stand by. One more time. Thank you.
Commissioner Murman, thank you very much for your leadership on this issue. You're a very determined individual, so I'm glad that you're taking on this issue. And ladies and gentlemen who are here, thank you for all that you're doing for our community. I know that our church, South Tampa Fellowship, is very involved in this issue as well, so we just appreciate all that you're doing.